Hey, what's going on, guys? BigBoss here after a long time. Coming to you with a deck that I've come up with, that I've been playing recently. A lot of you guys have played against it on Dueling Network as it has slowly evolved. The deck is an Egyptian God deck. I've been playing this recently. Really fun deck to use. So I will show you the whole deck finally. A lot of people have been asking to see it, as well as explaining how I came up with the deck. So obviously Egyptian God card deck. There have been a lot of Egyptian God card decks, running around, but I've never really seen one that was competitive. So that was kind of my mission, was to make a competitive obelisk deck. So obviously the deck started out with 3 obelisks and 1 winged dragon of Ra. Slifer has still not been announced, so that sucks because I can't wait for that card to come out. But anyway, since then I've actually taken out 1 obelisk. So 2 obelisks. Alright, now card keeps coming back. You contribute Treeborn. Easy, during every standby phase, bring it back. Get those Treeborns into the graves. 2 swap frogs. Got 4 frogs. Might as well throw in 1 rodent totem. Right? You guys can always remove swap frogs, special summon rodent totem, get that tribute fodder for obelisk. When you got those Treeborns in there, what do? Formula Synchron. So for Formula Synchron, of course, you got the 2 Fishborgs. I love Fishborg, especially with the Formula Synchron, because not only does it let me pitch whatever useless card I have in the moment into the grave, or even set up a play of something I need in the grave, but then that brings back with the Treeborn, Synchro, boom, Formula Synchron, and I get to draw, keep going through my deck, get to that God card, and so on. You need to get the Fishborg Blaster into the grave. 2 Gen X Sundyne. Send a monster to the grave to get Gen X Controller. So these are really great because based on if I draw a Fishborg, I can send Treeborn, or if I draw Treeborn, I can send Fishborg. So love Gen X Sundyne. Obviously, when you get that dark Gen X Controller into your hand, Allure of Darkness, great, combo there. Gen X Sundyne, get Gen X Controller, draw 2, remove Controller. So you get 2 free cards. Another way of getting my Treeborn and Fishborgs into the grave, obviously Foolish Burial. Another great stopping point, as well as giving me tributes next turn. Battle Faders. Used to run 3, changed it to 2. It just works better for me. I needed room for other cards. Obviously somebody attacks, stop their attack, next turn bring back Treeborn, pitch a card for Fishborg, boom, you got your 3. Or Synchro into Formula, draw a card, remove Swap Frog, get Rowan Totem, and you still got your 3. So this deck just very easily pumps out, your 3 tributes. Obviously another thing against stopping attacks, as well as giving you tributes, Trugodia and Gores. Great additions to the deck. Sangan obviously gets you pretty much anything you need. You need that Undyne, Swap Frog, whatever you may need. I used to run Hardened Arm Dragon, that was the point. You can pitch a level 8 monster to, or level 8 or higher monster to special summon it, and then if you tribute it for a level 7 or higher monster, then that monster is indestructible. Since Obelisk already can't be targeted by effects, that protects it from whatever destruction effects like Scrap Dragon, and then by tributing Hardened Arm Dragon as one of the tributes, that makes him, immune to Torrential, Mirror Force, Dark Hole, whatever. Hardened Arm was very easy to special summon since I have Light in Darkness, level 8, Beast King, level 8, 3 God cards. I could always, if I opened up with 2 Obelisk, pitch 1 Obelisk to special summon it, tribute to special summon the other Obelisk. Gotta take a breather here. But I've since then actually removed it because it just didn't work out well enough. A lot of times I would just set it and have it destroyed. So Light in Darkness, great card in there. Beast King Barbaros, love it. A lot of people forget when you tribute 3 monsters, just like you would for the God card. If you don't happen to draw the God card but you have him, you can always normal summon him or tribute 3 and I blow up their whole field. So people forget about that effect. So Beast King, very nice in here, very unexpected. Especially since after seeing Treeborns and everything, people always expect Monarchs, and I actually don't have a single Monarch in this deck. I side 2. Anyway, with the Formula Synchrons, I actually don't run Pot of Avarice because I want to keep everything in my graveyard. Excuse me. So Formula Synchrons are light. The Gen X, controllers are dark. Gores is dark. Sangan's dark. Well, Battle Faders, they usually are removed from play, but so on. You guys get the point. I get the light, get the dark, so 1 Chaos works out very well. I can summon him 90% of the time, and if not, I can always just pitch him for Fishborg, bring that to Fishborg, Synchro Formula, and just draw into another card that I might be useful. Alright, what time are we at?
4.
4. Alright, gotta pick it up a little bit. Actually, I'm almost
5.
done. Alright, 5. Needed another way to get Fishborg more consistently into the graveyard. So, Future Fusion. Figured, you know, it helps me send that to the graveyard. Since I was doing that, Fishborg's Water, 2 Destiny Hero Malicious. Not only is it letting me go into 0, but I can always remove Malicious for the second Malicious to get that 3rd Tribute monster for Obelisk. So that worked out really well together. Including that, obviously I threw in 1 Miracle Fusion. Do that, boom, Miracle Fusion got that 0. Again, another completely unexpected thing most of the time. With all these darks running around, once I figured out the once I found out the rolling for Winged Dragon of Ra. Actually, that's before that. I threw in 1 Dark Arm. You know, a lot of times I don't have a lot of darks in this deck, so usually I either have the perfect amount that most of the time when I get him, I can special summon him, and if not, again, Fishborg, pitch him, get, you know, and recycle the card, get formula, get a new card. After I found out the rolling for Winged Dragon of Ra that you have to go down to 100 life points, you don't choose the amount you spend, I took him out, and I put in Jinzo. Love Jinzo, stop the traps, protect my Obelisk plays, and so on. I always had the problem of either opening a Future Fusion with a Malicious or something, or drawing into both my Malicious or something like that, so I wasn't able to use the Future Fusion, so I put in a Dasher. Dasher is great because I can put him into grave, level 6, dark, and when he's in the graveyard once, I can special summon a card that I draw. So if I draw Jinzo, I can just use his effect while he's in the grave and just drop the Jinzo, special summon it. I can also do that with Obelisk, but Obelisk dies after 1 turn. Now that I had 3 Destiny Heroes, I put in Destiny Draw. If I get the combo, use the Destiny Draw, great. If Destiny Draw is, you know, useless to me at the time, again, pitch it for Fishborg, so keep recycling. Glow Up Bulb, another great addition to the deck, especially with the Gores and so on. 1 for 1 with Glow Up, or Treeborn, or Fishborg. 2 enemy controllers. Used to run 3 with Treeborn, but sometimes I would get stuck with 2, so that kind of sucked. 1 Monster Reborn, obviously. Giant Tornado, Dark Hole, Mind Control. Your standard, you know, spells that you'd want. And I had room for 1 trap, so Treacherous Trap Hole. As long as you don't have a trap card in your graveyard, you destroy 2 monsters in the field. Helps me protect Obelisk from things like, you know, Catastrophe and people synchroing, so on. So that's pretty much how the deck has slowly evolved. It's kind of gone from a you know, complete like god deck with 3 obelisks and the Winged Dragon of Ra to running just 2 obelisks. It's kind of turned into more like a I guess Dark Destiny God deck, you know, so Synchro, like Dark Destiny Synchro God deck. So it pulls off crazy combos. I can recycle cards with Fishborg, fly around. I might show some plays with it later, and here is the full deck list. Alright guys, so here is a quick recap of what exactly is in the deck, including extra deck and side deck. So in the current version, running 2 Obelisk, Dark Arm, Chaos Sorcerer, Jinzo, Beast King, 2 Malicious, and 1 Destiny Hero Dasher. Those are kind of like the boss monsters of the deck. Then you got your 2 Treeborns, 2 Swaps, which need to hurry up and come out super in some kind of reprint, Ronin Totem, 1 Glow Up Bulb, 2 Fishborg, 2 Gen X Undyne, 2 Gen X Controller. Looking for 1 more Gen X Controller dual terminal rare like this one. If you guys have it, let me know. 2 Faders, Gores and Trigodia, and Sangin and Light and Darkness. One of the things that you can also do is Sangin. If you have the Destiny Draw in hand, you can actually search out Destiny Hero Malicious because he's 1500 or less attack. Doesn't specify a level, so you just search Malicious with Sangin, and then you got the Destiny Draw ready to go. Of course, your 1 trap is the Treacherous Trap Hole, and then Future Fusion, Miracle Fusion. I'm looking for both of these. Ultimate, preferably first ed, so if you guys have those, I would like to trade for those. To draw engines, Destiny Draw, Lure of Darkness. Of course, your staples: Monster Reborn, Giant, Dark Hole, and Mind Control. And then 1 for 1, 2 enemy controller, and Foolish Burial. For your extra deck, you got, of course, 3 Formula Synchron. That's what helps you the draw power, you know, and recycle through the deck, you know, with the blaster. 2 Stardust, 1 Shooting Star, pretty easy to hit in this deck.
Ally of Justice Cataster, Magical Android, which is probably going to turn into a Hyper Librarian once that comes out. Of course, one Brownac, one Black Rose Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Scrap Dragon, Trishula, which actually isn't too hard to hit with this deck. You just, Battle Fader. Next turn, you Treeborn, Fishborg, Synchro into Formula, and then remove Malicious for Malicious, and there's your level 9. And 2 Absolute Zeros, of course, one for your Future Fusion, one for your Miracle Fusion. Great combo, Scrap Dragon and Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. I make Scrap Dragon out of Malicious and Formula. Then I Miracle Fusion for 0, blow up the 0 and their backfield, which can be like a Mirror Force or Deep Prison or something, and then by blowing up the Absolute 0, I blow up all of their monsters if they have a big enough field for me to make that sacrifice. Another thing people forget about Absolute 0 is that he gains 500 attack for every other water monster on the field besides Absolute 0 himself. So even if they pull out like a Trishula on me, which is 27, and I, after everything, they remove everything, I still have like a Miracle Fusion, and I'm able to pull it off. I do Absolute 0, just with Trishula being water, he's automatically 3,000. And then of course you got your other combos to pump him up by like removing Swamp Frog, Special Summon Ronin Toad and in defense, that's another 500. Pitch a card, Special Summon your Fishborg. So, very easily pump him up in case I need to get over something and I don't happen to have Obelisk. So great card there. Let's see, I'm just trying to think. Alright, so siding. Side deck, just some general stuff. The one thing that is with this deck is it's really hard to side because the deck is built this way to run this way. Like everything works together so well. So then when you side, it kind of disrupts the whole like synergy of the deck. But as a general side deck, got 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Thunder King, 1 Snowman Eater, 2 Super Polys against heroes, 2 MSTs, 1 Mobius, 1 Caius, 2 Kinetic Soldier, and 2 Puppet Plant. I mean, some sides are very obvious against like Gravekeepers. Obviously, all the removal stuff. So like Malicious, since you can remove a Malicious to Special Summon a Malicious, I take those out. Well, since those are out, take out Destiny Draw, take out Miracle Fusion, probably even Future Fusion, take out Chaos Sorcerer. I mean, that's like 6 cards right there. So against like Gravekeepers, I would put in like Caius, 2 MSTs, 2 Puppet Plants, and like an Effect Veiler or something. Against Mirror Match, obviously taking out Light and Darkness, things like that. The Gen X controller is also great, not just for the Allure combo, but I mean, he's a level 3 tuner. So a lot of times if I mind control or enemy control their stuff, just play Synchro with their level 4 or something, Black Rose, blow up their field, without making much of a sacrifice. So yeah. So this is my God deck. To be honest, considering all the other God decks I've looked at, even though I guess I no longer run 3 Obelisks, so it's not technically a complete God deck. Like I said, it's more of a Dark Destiny Synchro God deck. I still do think that this is probably the closest you can get to a competitive God deck. All the other ones, I mean, they kind of bring out Obelisk. They have a lot of ideas to how to bring it out, but it's not consistent and it's just not competitive. This deck, it's almost like Monarchs with all the other hero stuff and Darks and everything. I think this is, the most competitive version of a God deck that you can make. So let me know what your thoughts. Let me know, I guess, maybe even if any changes what you would make. But I'm pretty happy with this build. Have been running it on Dueling Network. So I'll just see you guys on there and duel you. Alrighty, later.